Around this time, she gets the cover of Vanity Fair and she's shooting this movie called The Butcher's Wife where she has to dye her hair blonde. She hates The Butcher's Wife. It was a movie that her agents were like, you should do this because they're going to pay you a lot of money and it'll get your rate up. And ever since then, she's like, the money is not the reason to pick something.
Luckily, she also ends up being the highest paid woman in Hollywood for a bit. So I guess when all of the movies are the most paid movies, then you don't have to do anything for the money. You could do everything for the love of being the most paid actress.
So she has blonde hair. She shoots this Vanity Fair cover and Vanity Fair is like, we don't want blonde Demi Moore. We wanted the good Demi Moore. So then they had to reshoot it. But at this point, she's like 9 months pregnant. So they shoot this like gorgeous fashion campaign where she's like, I just wanted to look fashionable and beautiful and also pregnant and have pregnancy like be like, you don't have to just like wear a tent dress to be pregnant. This was not the time in our nation's history when women were like looking awesome while pregnant. They were hiding it.
So they end up at the end of this shoot taking a sexy one for Bruce Willis. It's her nudie patootie, breast in hand, cooch under tum.
And it's very lovely.
And they make it the cover, but they know what they're doing. They know they're being scandalous because they put it in like a white jacket slip and they say, more Demi Moore under here. People go bananas. They go berserk in the streets. They're calling it dirty, slutty pornography. Which, listen, ain't no one got pregnant without getting a little boned first. The thing about pregnant women is they all fucking.
And so that's what Demi says. She's like, why have we divorced sexuality from pregnancy entirely? How
because it's
are
perverted
people
to have sex near a baby? That's a baby. It can't consent.
This is like one of the crazier things of all time that like this cover was the most scandalized America has ever been.
I mean, I laugh because it's like so hard for me to even like I know and I believe. But the idea that people would be like, burn her down, she's a slut whore witch because she had a bit of a belly, a baby in tow, a bun in the oven.
Isn't that where you like women, Republicans? Preg?
Yeah, but hidden in a factory somewhere.
Preg, but keep it a secret. Anyway, it seems like she kind of like took it in stride. She was like, you guys are bitches. Get your loser heads out of your loser asses.
She says to this day, it's one of the things she's most proud of because it did change the culture. It did push the needle a bit. And it's so true. I mean, I was looking at the Serena Williams cover where she's preggo. Now every fucking sorority bitch has a nudie patootie pregnancy announcement on her Instagram.
Exactly.
And those are like conservative Christian Republicans and they're vag to the calf. They're often sitting, you know, knees buckled.
So the problem is she loves the cover. It's something that she's deeply proud of. The article itself, and this is crazy on Vanity Fair's part, honestly, to put this insane, empowering photo on the front and then write an article about what a bitch she is a wacky move.
Is it?
I think it is.
It's like a double win for the magazine.
I guess.
Sometimes bitchy women can strike an incredible pose. Look at Naomi Campbell.
That's so true.
What are you going to like find an ugly photo to match when she throws cell phones and like works for Epstein? No, like there's no photo where she looks bad.
I guess like to put her looking that empowered on the cover and like have it be a point where like obviously the magazine.
Can I say this word empowered is like not a given.
It's not
Some
a
people
given.
would say it's like a scandalous photo with like a scandalous article.
I guess that's true, but I felt very sad for Demi about this article.
Can I say the way that the editor-in-chief put it in a slip and said more Demi Moore inside as if it were in fact a Playboy magazine?
I guess they were exposing her on all fronts.
Yes, I don't think that they were doing it because they were like, now she's going to be the feminist icon we know her to be.
Okay, well, the article still made me sad because, haha, Vanity Fair, it turns out that photo was empowering, you losers. I guess after this, after what they did to our friend Alexis Nyers, Vanity Fair is a menace.
So what happens is the article comes out and it kind of describes Demi as a diva, a bit difficult and with a large entourage. I don't know that she doesn't come off as those things. At this point, she had been taken under Bruce Willis's wing. It's the first time she'd ever been on a private plane. Bruce Willis was like really living large as a 80s action star, multi-millionaire actor. She's also like a kind of fucked up person. And sometimes those people don't know how they're coming across. And sometimes the things those people do to protect themselves. Like Mariah Carey, I think would rightfully be like, oh, she was a bit of a diva. I don't think being a diva is the worst thing in the world, but you know what I mean?
And yeah, I guess I agree that she probably is cold.
I think people can be traumatized and also not necessarily as sweet as they think they are.
I'm sure she's closed off.
Yeah.
I just feel like it makes me sad looking back on it, how many stories there were that people used to sell magazines of being like, this woman is a bitch.
Yeah. No, I mean, listen, you're allowed to be a bitch. You don't need all of society to hate you because you're a bitch.
Yeah.
You're also allowed to be a diva if you're like the highest person on the call sheet, making the most money and like producing the film. I don't know. You're allowed to do a lot of things, but I don't know that they walked in and made something up whole cloth.
I don't think they did.
I don't know that she was there like, well, I stay late every day just sweeping up, making sure that there's granola bars for the crew.
I feel like it's jarring in this current day and age of like sanitized, boring as fuck celebrity profiles. I feel like it is jarring sometimes when you read about the way that people like went in with an agenda. Because again, I see how you would look at her and be like, she travels with a massive entourage.
I was portrayed as selfish, egotistical, and pampered. I don't know that those things are wrong. I also don't think that makes her a bad person.
I also am wondering how many celebrities on the set of a film they're starring in wouldn't come across as like egotistical and pampered.
I agree.
Which is why I'm saying like going in with that obvious agenda is probably what led to this article.
Yeah, she says a lot of ill will would come my way from that one story, but it was also a humbling reality check. If I was somehow conveying a persona that was totally at odds with how I saw myself and who I wanted to be, then something needed to change. I guess the problem here is the whole point of this book is that Demi is such an unreliable narrator to herself.
Yeah.
That her entire family cuts her off at one point and she can't figure out why.
Yeah.
She literally is like, my family randomly stopped speaking to me for 3 years and I have truly no idea what I did.
That's so true.
So that's part of the, and I'm not saying that she's evil and she deserves hate, but I don't know that she wasn't 27 years old, the mother of a new young child, part of the most famous, powerful, rich it couple of Hollywood. I don't know that she didn't go through a bit of a diva phase.
No, I agree. I still feel like it's a bummer, though, to look back on these moments because of the way that men are so rarely held accountable for a diva phase.